Hello, friends. Welcome to Coding Garden with CJ. Welcome to a show where we will be playing Clash of Code, which is a fun game, coding game. And you can go to codinggame.com to sign up. This is a game where we will compete in a constructive way in solving coding problems. So, welcome, everyone. Welcome to the show. Hello, hello, hello. If you'd like to say hello to me, just say hello, or hi, or hey, or good morning. And I'll try to say hi back. Hello, Ringo. What's up? And hello, Chicken, and David, and Coding Pasta, and Yazid, and Zach. Nika Yoda with the Twitch Prime sub. Thank you so much, Nika Yoda. And hello, Ipsies, and One Line of Me, and Euclidean Ace, and Jaw, and Nika. Thank you for that. And Tomicron, welcome. And the She-Boss, what's up? And Andrew, and Avi, and Saint Plays, and Theept, and Notrish, and Terrazoid, and Zabuza, and Josh. Is that a greeting? It works. What's up, Violet Craze? Hello, Phosphate. Hola, Saint Plays. What's up, Ohm the Turtle? Welcome, everyone. And thank you very much for that Twitch Prime sub, Nikayota. You can now use emotes. Can we get some emotes in the chat? Let's all try to drop a yerba. Well, not try. I mean, I'm pretty sure we could do it. Like that. There it is. Because I'm actually pretty tired this morning. I was up pretty late. But I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready to write some code. Playing coding game on Coding Garden with CJ. Yes, Andrew, that's what we're doing. And hello, the Bspin and Shivnet and Archalark and Leon. Welcome, welcome. And so if you're new to this, you can sign up, codinggame.com, and essentially what will happen is I will create a link for a game. Up to 99 other people can join me in that game, and that game will be one of three modes. It will either be who can solve the problem in the fastest amount of time, who can solve the problem in the shortest number of characters, or given the inputs and the outputs, you must determine what code should be written based on that. So that's the plan. The Bspin says, funny sometimes how you don't realize time is different on the internet. Yes. Code. What's up, hello, Chicken? Yeah, so I was hanging out in Saint Play's channel yesterday and to play Clash of Code, and it was just short mode, one after another. It's old after a while, but it's kind of fun. I don't know. Hello, Yossi. Welcome. Can I suggest some ideas for newbie projects to understand JavaScript in action? I don't have a go-to resource. I'm sorry. If you check out Florin Pop on YouTube, he has a few videos on just a bunch of different projects that you can try. My suggestion is always to do something that interests you, whatever that may be. And hello, Joe Mama. And Julius, welcome. I mainly know JavaScript, but I've done a lot of things in my career. So, hello, Ron. There were 6 shortest mode. That's crazy. And thank you, Mitch, for that follow. Yeah, that was crazy. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. We're getting right into it. We are getting right into it. Here's the link. All you got to do is click that link. You have 2 minutes to join. And we'll get started. Hey, Josh and the Bspin. What's up? Welcome. And Jacob. And Joseph. Are there any projects on Git that use Vue and a CRUD API that resemble something you would also do in production? Yeah, you could take a look at actually, one of the very first live streams I ever did on YouTube was the build a CRUD app with Vuetify. That app could be running in production. Hello, Robin. Welcome. But the backend I built in a separate stream, but the backend is just a node.js API. Hello, Jonah Joe. And Prashanth, welcome. And welcome, Joseph and Violet Craze and Terrazoid and Zbibo and David and Yazid and Lund and Theept to the Clash. Click that link. We gotta try and max out the slots here. We have so many slots. We must use them all. Yeah, you're very welcome. And hello, Win320 Day. Welcome. And Kobe, hey, thanks for joining, Kobe. Team React. And thank you, Prashanth, for that hydrate. Wish I could code along. Oh, no worries. It's okay to just hang out, too. And hello, Ludgrid. Welcome back. And Sumarek and Greg and Paul and Matrix and Corolo. Wow! Can I add Team Flutter? I mean, they were all like front end technologies, front end frameworks. It actually would be pretty fun to add a bunch of different kinds of teams. I'm open to it. But yeah, let's see how it goes. It should be fine. So it especially for beginners, this can seem very intimidating, but we try to have fun. The funnest part about this is seeing how other people solve problems as well. Okay, so this is shortest mode. You have 15 minutes to solve the problem, but also solve it in the least number of characters. And you can use any language that's listed here. They actually have quite a few of them. And specifically for shortest mode, you want to make sure that your code size over here is as small as possible. I'm going to enhance. Actually, can I blow up? Big font size. There we go. And comments count. So you definitely want to remove comments as well. And now we'll get into actually solving the thing. Math says, I watched your Mac setup guide. Very good stuff. Well, thank you. Can't wait to get one. Nice. Yeah. And that's the thing. You can get an older Mac and still be good to go. Cool. Watching from phone, so I will not join the next time. Hey, no worries, no worries. And good morning, Red Rambles. Okay, I'm stalling, but we have to understand this problem. So, your goal is to merge two dictionaries into one dictionary with two maximum values. Dictionaries will be given line by line with their key value pairs separated by a semicolon. The output dictionary can have a single value linked to a key, which means the second value can be empty. Okay, not sure I understand that, but that's okay. The display of the output dictionary content must be printed line by line, each line displaying a pair content as key value and value. If the value 2 doesn't exist, then your program shouldn't print the value 2. I see, so there could be two definitions for the same key from the two different dictionaries. I think that's what that is saying, but there may only be one. The display order of the printed pairs is the same order as pairs were read. Okay. Quick stretch while we're figuring out this problem. First line, the number of pairs in the first dictionary. Next line, the number of pairs in the second dictionary. Okay, so, well, actually, after that. So we get the number 3, and then we get the key value pairs, and then we get the number 2, and then we get the key value pairs. And I see. So if something appears in, no. So the keys. Yeah. So second item only exists in the first dictionary, but does not exist in the second dictionary. Okay, this is not bad. We can absolutely do this. Okay. So this is shortest mode. Typically, I like to solve it and then shorten it, but I always run out of time. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna shorten it while we write it, but also, you know, kind of write it in a more verbose way that can be shortened. Okay, so let's call this A, and this is gonna be read line, and then we'll call this B, and this is also gonna be read line. So this is reading. Well, actually, no. The first A is going to be the loop to read each item. I mean, technically, I could do like a while read. Yeah, I think I could just do a while read, and ignore it if it's a number. Let's do this. So while line equals read line, like that. And then we actually don't need to do it multiple times. And that's meaning we don't need to call it multiple. We don't need to put it into a variable because we're only calling it one time. So this is going to give us each line of input. And we can say if isNan. So how does isNan work? If you give isNan, like the value 2, that says false. But if you give it the value lat, that's true. So I think we can use isNan. So we'll say if isNan L. If it's not nan, that means we have a line. And so we're going to start putting it into our dictionary. And I can say, like, my dictionary just starts off as an empty object. And hello, Don. Welcome to the show. Dictionary, empty object. If it's not nan, then that means we have one of these lines. And then we need to split it. So we can then say, let's write it as an if statement. We'll shorten it to a ternary in a second. So if it's not nan, then we can say line.split. And hello, Piero, welcome. Split on a semicolon. That's going to give us back the key and the value. Let's call it K and V. Thank you, Andrew. K and V. And for now, let's just print K, comma V. Let's make sure this works. First test case. 3, undefined. Wait, what? Is nan. Oh, no, if it is nan. We want it to be nan. There we go. So this is actually reading the items in. That's good. And hello, Mark. Welcome to the show. So this reads the line, and we get the key and the value. Awesome. So we can do something like dictionary at key equals itself, or an empty array. And then we'll push the value into that array. And then at the end of it all, we kind of just got to iterate over and print things out. So if I print D, that should give us a nice little dictionary. Oh, try again. Yeah, so we get first item, cola, water. Second item, bread. Third item, chocolate, sugar cane. So now we just need to take this object and we need to print it. We need to iterate over it. So I'm going to go ahead and shorten this loop that we have. We're going to make this a super short ternary. So if, hello David, welcome. If the line is nan, then we're going to do this stuff in parentheses. Otherwise, we're not going to do anything. So I'm just going to use a 0. We are going to create the values K and V. We are then going to do this assignment. Good morning, Greg. You haven't missed much. This is the first challenge of the day, of the morning. We're then going to put it into the object. And then, actually, no, I think I need to do that. And then we'll push it into the array. Yeah. So now I can get rid of all this. And I can put that on that line. That's what I was thinking, but is it going to put it into the... I always need to actually put it into the array. Split lines in a ternary using a comma. No, so this is destructuring. I'll break this down in a second. You can't join this challenge, but you can join the next one. You have to be there at the start of the challenge to be able to join it. I think this should still give us back the object. Yeah, we still get back the object. Cool. Now we just need to print that object. So I could do object.entries of D dot map. I mean, technically I could just use a for each, but map is shorter characters, and I want to iterate over all of the entries. And this is a part of destructuring. So we have this object here. It has keys and it has values. When I call object.entries, it's going to give me an array where the first value in the array is the key and the second value in the array is the value. Well, the value in the object. And so I'm going to use destructuring like this to get the key and the value, like that. So that should give us that. And then we want to print the key followed by a colon followed by all of the items joined together with the word and. Yeah. Yeah, and then the comma is a sequence. Exactly, Rue has it. So basically, the comma operator allows us to do multiple statements on a single line. For in is probably going to be shorter, huh, Avi? Let's try it. But is that going to give us the key and the value, or are we going to have to index? I'll try it with this. Let's get it working with object.entries, and then I'll try a for in. We could do, I'll just do a template string. Template strings usually end up being very long, but we'll see. So we want to put the key followed by a colon followed by the value joined together with the word and, like that. Let's see what happens. We've done it. So it works. But now let's make it shorter. Because this is 146 characters. That's too long. Also, I'm curious, instead of doing this template literal, if we did like our own join here. So if I do an array, wait, so this is 146 characters. Hello, Mark, welcome. Let's try to get shorter than this. So if I do an array with k and then a colon and then v joined on the word and then I join this thing all together. On spaces, that is more characters. Well, actually, I don't want to join it on space. Okay, that's more characters. We're going to go back to the template string. But now we're going to try a for in. Hello, Nero, and hello, I'm Zdolta. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you, too. So for k in d. This is going to be shorter. So we do key, and then we do... that is the key, right? Yeah, and then we can do d at k. Like that. Hey, 129 characters. Try plus. Yeah, we have 4 minutes. We've got time. We've got time. Okay, so I can see nobody's completed it yet. Everyone's waiting for me. They want to make sure that they can get it in a shorter number of characters. Can I do 4k comma v? I don't know. I'm gonna try it. It'll probably save us 2 characters. Oh yeah, you can't do that. JavaScript is not smart enough. Ditch the space between D and print. Oh, you're absolutely right. Yep. Let me make sure I'm not missing any other simple... Well, for in only gives us the keys of an object. It doesn't give us entries. And so if we got the entries, then we absolutely could destructure it, but I don't think that's going to work either. This is not Python. Yeah. Sadly. It is. Because I know you can do something very similar in a lot of other languages. Okay, what were we going to do? We're going to try to do this line with a concatenation instead of a template literal. So here's how that works. We need to say k plus a string with a colon and a space plus, yeah, this is going to be shorter. This joined on an and. Oh, and then I don't need the semicolon. This gives us, we shortened it by like four characters. Nice, that's not bad. I have a feeling somebody's going to do it a whole lot shorter in Python. I can use backticks for the split. Oh, good call. Yep, that'll save us like 2 characters. Thank you, thank you. Remove the space in the quotes and use a comma. Well, that's going to be 1 extra character. Well, okay, so we're at 122, and then we do that. 121. Okay, it's cheating at this point. I'm getting too much help from the chat. Python, import solution, exactly. And hello, Polar Fluke, welcome, welcome. And thank you for that follow, Devroman test. Oh yeah, there's an empty, thank you. I always forget. Well, actually, I don't think it counted it. Oh, no, I did. No. Oh, stop it. Put the D, oh, you all are too smart. Like, but we can do this, absolutely. These are like these weird shortening tricks where like you can define a variable inside the invocation. Let's see. I mean, that should, oh, it redeclares it every time though. I don't want to redeclare it every time. I mean, I probably could have done, I only have 50 seconds left, so I don't really have much more time to shorten it. But if I would have done this with a for loop and then used the items in the definition of the for loop, I probably could have made it a little shorter. All right, I'm going to go ahead and submit. Ooh, first place. All right, you have 30 seconds to beat 121 characters. I will win, says Yazid. Well, thank you. Thank you for your vote of confidence. And good morning, my new brain. And thank you, Gary Darren, for that follow. And thank you for the stretch, Rue. Much appreciated. Baked beans. Is anyone going to beat me? Did I win? Did I actually win? This never happens. And hello, Dr. Arabaz. Welcome, welcome. Kobe, 123 characters. It's because I got help from the chat. I have a feeling that Kobe's solution is very similar to mine. And good morning, J. Felly Webb. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so let me break down how I. Okay, raise your hand if you're interested in understanding or having me explain a bit more what's going on here, because it's pretty messy. But I'll look at everyone else's solution, and if you are interested, I'll try to expand it into more readable code. All right, Kobe says, hand raise. Okay. All right, Kobe's looks very similar to mine. Hand being raised. All right, let's just go ahead and do this. Like, it's worth it. This one is so terse that it's worth it to like break it down. So I'm just gonna like pull it into VS Code locally. Nobody using Rust. Yeah, so Ruby, Python. I haven't seen any Rust on there. I don't know if you can use Rust. And hello, Prince Up Jimo. Welcome, welcome. But yeah, Ruby, Python. Those are usually always the ones that end up being like super short. I know I could go to the actual temp directory, but I wanted this to be there. I should join with Rust, but still working. I don't know if you can. Let me know. Let me know if you can. Yeah, Rust seems slightly verbose, or doesn't it? I don't know. Okay. So, this... this is my solution. And thank you, Mehul Gira, for that follow. Well, Imphy, I am live. You gotta realize. Thanks for dropping in. Oh, Rust is supported. Okay. And hello, Kuzi. Welcome, welcome. Explaining the code is the part that I skip on YouTube. Okay, well, I think you're in the minority, Dr. Arbaz. Hand down, next class. No, let's explain. Okay, so in JavaScript, you can leave off the variable declaration. Like, typically, we would do something like this. And D is what I'm calling my dictionary, right? But you can leave it off, and then if you leave it off, it actually becomes a var, which is fine in this scenario, but that's basically what was happening there. And then there's this while read line thing. So basically, we are going to continue reading in the input until there is no more input. So that's what this is doing. And this is also like doing var l equals readline. But you can't do a variable declaration inside of a while loop like that. So it's kind of like we did var l here, or even let l would work. And then read in each individual line. And so that's going to put, and let's call this line, because we're literally putting the current line of text into a variable called line. And then we're checking, is that line nan? Because on the input, part of the input was that we would get the number of lines that are upcoming, and then we would get each item in the dictionary, and then the number of lines that were upcoming. So basically, I'm just ignoring the number of lines upcoming because I'm just going to keep reading lines. So if it's not a number, then we know it's a dictionary entry. Then we get into this ternary. So what I did here with this ternary is, if it's not nan, then do the thing. Otherwise, do nothing. And the shortest character in programming is 1 character. So otherwise, 0. This font is called Anonymous Pro. If you do ! VS Code, you'll get a link to all my settings, and I linked to my font in there. But basically, that's like having this inside of an if statement. The relard garbage makes this so confusing. Having a function with 2 arrays as params is much cleaner, like Code Wars. Yeah, but I think they're trying... I mean, I guess technically Code Wars works with multiple languages, but they're trying to make it a very general type of thing. It reminds me of being a computer science student, because all of the problems, like coding problems I dealt with as an undergrad, was like read in the input, like using C or C++ or something like that. Operator mono. Oh. Okay, and so this is the comma operator. Basically, it allows us to do multiple things on one line of code. I mean, technically, I could have actually just used semicolons. Would that have worked? No, because I was inside of a ternary. So I think that's why I had to use the commas. But then here is this destructuring. So basically, we're saying line.split with a semicolon. So that line was separated by a semicolon. We want to turn it into an array. And this is like an array called like parts. And then with this line right here, this destructuring is basically doing is it's saying like k equals parts at 0 and v equals parts at 1. So this is called destructuring, and it's a shorthand way of extracting values outside of out of an array, because the result of l.split is an array, and then we're using destructuring to pluck out the item at index 1 and put it in a variable called k. At index 0, pluck out the item at index 1 and put it in a variable called v. So this is equivalent to like these 3 lines of code. And then I call it k and v, but this is really like key, and this is value. Cool. And then the other weird thing you see happening here are these backticks. So this is using it's kind of abusing the fact that in JavaScript, backticks can have a tagged template function where basically you can pass a template literal into a function. Split is just a built-in function on strings, but we're abusing the fact that template literals allow us to tag it with a function to remove, I guess, like 2 characters because we don't have to have parentheses. Cool. And then we say, this is shorthand that I actually use a lot in JavaScript. But this is like saying dictionary at that key is equal to the dictionary at that key or an array. So basically, if this key does not exist in the dictionary, put it in the dictionary and set it to an empty array. But if it does exist, then just set it to itself. This is the same thing as saying like if not dictionary at key, then we say dictionary at key equals an empty array. And then we can say dictionary at key, push that value. Like that, which is that. That takes care of that. Why is this complaining? Element implicitly has an any type. I think I have my ditto stuff. It all makes sense now. ESLint. Can I let me disable ESLint too. There's all these editor code stuffs. Next clash. Stop it. And if is way faster and doesn't trigger unnecessary setters. Yeah. Yes, but this wasn't fastest mode. I mean, our functions weren't being timed. This was all about shorter characters. Yeah, JavaScript's pretty cool. And hello, Kowalewski, welcome. Okay, so that basically builds up our dictionary. We have keys, and then we have arrays of values, and then it's just a matter of iterating over those keys and values and printing them out. And basically, we take the array and join it with the word and. So that's what I did here. And it looks like Kobe did something very similar in JavaScript. So read each line. If it's not nan, split it. Put it as an array. Push it into that array. And then for each item in there, print it. Yeah, I think this is where I beat Kobe. And this was a suggestion from Andrew. Instead of the plus sign here and the space, you just do a comma. So that's where I save some characters. Because print is kind of like console log, and so if you pass in multiple arguments to console log, it separates them by a space. So that's how that happened. But otherwise, Kobe completely and deliberately ripped off my solution. No, I'm just kidding. JavaScript's an interesting language. People solve things in a similar way. And hello, Anaboth. Welcome, welcome. Did I miss other things? It all makes sense now. And thank you, Pad, for that follow. My VS Code is complaining a lot late. Yeah, I think it's because I started using TypeScript, and I don't know how to disable it. Well, I started using Dino, and Dino enable false, ESLint enable false, TypeScript dot. I don't know. There's probably a way to fix it. But yeah, ever since I started doing TypeScript stuff, it just complains. All right, Josh did it in Python in 134 characters. Go JavaScript, yeah. Okay, so we have a dictionary. We have input, which is like the readline function, for every item in number. What does that mean? I've never seen this in Python. Can you tell me what this is doing, Josh? For every I in something, then we have this line. If A is in the dictionary, so A is equal to split. It's iterating a string of length 2. It's just iterating through a string of 2 characters to iterate twice. So instead of saying like range, which would have been more characters, you're literally just saying, let's iterate over this. Yeah, so it's shorter than range 2. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so right here, we are reading in the line, splitting it on a semicolon. Now in Python, I don't know if you have destructuring in Python, but in Python, things can return a tuple or can return multiple values. So the split here, we're getting 2 values out of it. I guess this is kind of like destructuring, or is this a tuple or tuple? I don't know. Well, that gives us the key and the value. And then we say, if A is in D, then we put it, if it's already in there, then we just add the word and. And hello, Harrison, welcome. I use VS Code for this. This is VS Code, but when we're playing coding game, we just use the browser. 1 minute to explain Dino. Dino is a secure runtime for TypeScript and JavaScript. There's a lot wrong with Node.js and the NPM ecosystem and the way developers bring in dependencies. And Dino tries to solve a lot of that. Dino is made by the same person that made Node.js, and he has a lot of thoughts about how he should have done things in Node.js, so he's creating this new runtime called Dino instead. That is Dino. And thank you, Abagung, for the posture check. And I'll say it supports TypeScript by default, which is pretty interesting. Okay, so if it's already in there, just put it in and put the word and, so we don't have to join it later. Otherwise, B. What is B? B... Oh, look at this. That's the entire operation on the right-hand side. So if A is in D, then set it to itself plus B, plus the word and plus B. Otherwise, set it to B, which is the value. Very interesting. Like this is kind of like a ternary, because a ternary would resolve, but that's weird. it feels like this is one statement and this is another statement, but this is one entire statement. Okay. And then just print all the items in the dictionary. Great work, Josh. All right, did anyone use anything? Yeah, Violet Craze did C++. Oh, they only got 0% though, but I'll take a look. I'm guessing this is find the index of K. Then create a substring from 0 to that index. So that way you have the key. And then, what is A? A is a map. Oh, cool. There's a map type. Very, very cool. Can you do if string in insert array? No, you can't. I don't think you can do in. You'd have to do like dot includes. Yeah, exactly. Like Andrew was saying. And hello, Nickelhead. Welcome. Tuple. Okay. So, it's pretty cool that there's a map type. I guess I don't know if this is from the standard library or, all right, but you have a map. And if the key is in there, do nothing. Otherwise, in place. So put it into the dictionary at that key with nothing. And then in the dictionary at that key, get the value and put it there. Super interesting. It's a super interesting way to do it. I don't know what didn't work there. And Yazid, Yazid got 0%. Using namespace. Is that not a thing we should do? Okay, great work, everyone. Let's go. We're going to do another one. So if you are new to this, you can go to codinggame.com and sign up. I am about to share a link in the chat that you can click on, and you can join us in the next challenge. Up to 99 people can join us, so there's room for everyone. I forgot to check for numbers and add the word. Oh, and add the word "and." Okay. Can I give you an idea about the coding problem? About a coding problem? What do you mean by that? I usually only look at the top 3. We only have so much time. OG. Sorry. And someone asked about Redux. Serious question. When will I do a project with Dino? Very soon. I'm actually thinking of doing. I mean, I guess I could do it as a live stream, but I don't know if you saw, but I mean, maybe that's why you're mentioning this. But I tried Dino. I gave it a. I knew nothing about it. I did a live stream where I tried to build an API with it. It didn't go that well because it had just been released, and the MongoDB driver that we wanted to use wasn't supported yet. But they've actually updated that library, so I could create a REST API with it. But yes, I want to. I want to create a legitimate tutorial on using Dino to create a REST API. GetSome says, I'm using Redux in my project. Everything's going well. How would I handle operational error in Redux? I already set up an error handler for all possible errors in my backend. I want to show the error to the user. How would I dispatch the error? I would say, I mean, it depends. You probably have modules in your Redux store, but for any given module that could potentially throw an error, there should be an error property on the state. It could be a string. Usually I have the error property as a string. And then when you bring that state into your components, you map the error property from state onto your props, so that way you can say, if there is an error property, let's show it. And then inside of your reducers, if something happens, you set the error property on state. It's usually how I do it. It's one of my favorite features of Python. I just say if item in list. I'm merely a spectator. My brain is turning on. Yeah, no worries. Mine is turning on too. I'm currently coding a multiplayer game for learning purposes in Nodes. I can't figure out how to match 2 players. Since Node is single-threaded, can you suggest any idea on how I would approach it? I don't have time right now, but I'll do a Q&A stream pretty soon where you can ask me anything. And thank you for that, Hydrate OG Jake. There is that yerba. All right, shortest mode again. Maybe coding game is broke. Let me take a quick stretch. Like, shortest mode is fun, but it's also, I feel like it's really hard as a spectator to watch shortest mode because it's really easy to get lost in all the short variable names and stuff like that. I'm in the middle of learning a new keyboard there. Are you learning Dvorak or what? Oh, thanks for that link, Yossi. Yeah, you don't want to show every error, but if there is an error coming from the back end, you want to surface that in some way. The live is 22 seconds late. Yeah, that's okay. How do I switch the programming language? So you click right here. Colmac, cool. That's a type of keyboard. But you click right here, and you can choose. Looks like they do support Rust. And hello, Melanie. Thank you for that follow. Yeah, but again, this is shortest mode, so comments count. You definitely want to remove all the comments that you can. And you can see your code size in the bottom right here. All right. Let's see. I'm honestly getting tired of shortest mode, but let's try and understand the problem. Here we go. A mountain sequence of the integer q and the integer v is a sequence of the form 1, 1, v, 1 plus 2 times v, 1 plus 3 times v, q, 1 plus 3 times v, 1 plus 2 times v. Okay, so q is like the middle value. Okay, for example, the sequence for q equals 10 and v equals 3 is 1, 4, 7, 10, 7, 4, 1. Okay, you have to find out if the given sequences are mountain sequences and of which integer v and q. Wow. Okay, so I'm guessing. Yeah, we're given the sequence. Yeah, it could. I don't know if anybody from Coding Game is watching, but we're getting nothing but shortest mode. Please fix it. Why are these problems always so hard? So here's the thing. They're running out of problems to give us. And a lot of us that are here... Oh, Coding Game is here. Hello, Boga. And No. Is Tebow here? No. But maybe you can tell us, anyone from Coding Game, is there something wrong? Like, why do we keep getting shortest mode? But people that have done the clashes already... I mean, I haven't gotten a repeat clash yet, so the more people that are in a clash that have done them before, the more they have to search to find the problems, which are potentially harder. But okay. We are given the length of all sequences, the number of sequences, and then inlines. So for every sequence S, if S is a mountain sequence, the space-separated numbers V and Q. Okay, so this tells us that the sequences are going to be of length 11, and this tells us that there are 2 sequences. Okay. Okay. I guess the sequence length is always odd, right? Because there's always that middle value. 6, yeah, that length is 7. I would feel like the length is always odd. Okay, so let's do it. I think it's because of what I just mentioned, Imphy, where I've done so many of these clashes that we keep getting like very hard ones, but it's okay. Now, R equals readline. So this is the classic reassign readline, so we can use it multiple times. We need to call readline twice, and then we're just going to read a bunch of times. So if we call readline twice, that gets rid of the first and the second line, and then we can just do a similar thing that we did before, while line equals readline. And then I'm just going to print that line, make sure that this is working. Yeah, so that prints it. Oh yeah, it looks like I do have autocomplete, huh? Read line, yeah. And thank you, Thomas, for that follow. Okay, so we can read each line. We then want to split it on spaces. I'll write this in a bit more verbose way. So like the values are equal to L dot split on spaces. So that's going to give us the values. If we print that, we should get arrays of all the values. Great. Now we want to look at that middle value. So the middle value is going to be, what is it called? Q. The middle value is Q. And thank you, Silver Duck and Patry, for those follows. So if we print values at L.length divided by 2, is that going to give us the Q value? Undefined, but we have to floor it. I think if I do that, that's how we can floor something. Maybe I got to wrap this in parentheses. Length divided by 2 with no decimal place. No, that doesn't work. I see no more YouTube streams. Yeah, I don't stream on YouTube anymore. I only stream on Twitch. My videos do get uploaded to YouTube's afterwards, though. YouTube's? Is that a thing? Let's just print this middle value. Oh, no, sorry. It's not L.length. It's values.length. There we go, 6 and 11. So that gives us the middle value, which is potentially going to be Q. I wonder if the YouTubes, yes. I don't think I need, I don't need the parentheses. So this pipe 0, it's a shorthand way of dropping the decimal. And it's not a pipe, it's a bitwise operator, but that's fine. So this is going to give us our Q value. Like that. And then we need to check if each value adheres to the pattern. So we have 1 plus V, 1 plus 2 times V, 3 times V, Q, 1 plus 3 times V, 1 plus 2 times V. Okay, what mathematical thing can I do to extract the V value out of this? Oh, okay, this should do it, actually. So this is 1 plus V. So if I grab the second value, and subtract 1, that should give us V. So if I say, it's the second one, Andrew. I tried it with parentheses, and it is values.length mod 2 bitwise operator with 0. And so V, in this case, could simply just be values at 1 minus 1. And I mean, in this case, we can just print V and Q. So this should work. So this is the simplest code that we need to log when v and q are actually there. But we need to actually determine if this is accurate. So the bitwise operator, I don't know, Doc isn't here to explain it. But we can look at bitwise operators on MDN. And thank you, Arctmon, for that follow, and P. Murphy. Let's see. So this is a bitwise OR with 0. Yeah, so something about when you bitwise OR a number in JavaScript with 0, it actually ends up turning it into an integer, which drops the decimal. And all this does is if you OR something with 0, you just get the something instead of 0. Something like that. I don't know. I've only got 6 minutes, so I got to solve this. So basically, I now need to determine, is this sequence a mountain sequence? Yeah, so it's basically doing a math floor because it's dropping the decimal. Okay. Actually, though, do I even need to do that? I do need to do that. Okay, we're going to do that. And thank you for that host, Mr. Demon Wolf. Can we get a shout out for Mr. Demon Wolf? He is a member of the Life Coders team. There we go. What's up? What's up? Okay, so now we need to look at all the values and make sure that the sequence adheres. So I can say values. I think I want to use like every. So if every value, and we're going to get the value and the index. Yeah. And we want to say that does that value equal, oh, we can't call it V. Let's call it D for like digit. Yep, I only stream on Twitch now, but I do upload to YouTube. And hello, Yannick, welcome. Okay, so if that value is equal to I plus V. But we don't want to do it when I is 0. When I is 0 or I is the length. I've only got 4 minutes. I think I can do this, though. If I is 0 or I is values.length or I is the middle value, middle index. Let's call this M. So if it's the middle index or if it's on the ends, we don't want to do this logic. Oh no. Three, 4. Ugh. Okay, we got to do some maths because it the number starts to decrease. Start over. I missed the question. Okay. Now, I can't really do... I guess I'm just going to... I got to be verbose about it. We're going to write this in a for loop. Okay, so for let... we'll say I equals 0. Actually, I equals 1. I equals 0. Well, I is less than... M. That's the middle value. I minus minus. And we'll say, what is this called? I don't know. I need more variable names. I'm going to run out of time, and I'm not going to be able to shorten it. So we'll say j equals false. So we're going to assume that it is not a mountain sequence. Well, no, actually, we'll assume that it is a mountain sequence. Quick stretch. All right, 3 minutes. We can do this. It's not going to be shortest, but we're going to solve it. So j, we're going to assume that it is a mountain sequence. True. We'll say if j, print v and q. Otherwise, we're going to print no mountain sequence. Okay. It is Friday. I can replace true with not 0. Thank you. That's going to save us some characters. Okay, so we go from 0 all the way up to m. Actually, I mean, we actually kind of want to go from y, or from 1 up to m. And we'll say if values at I'm gonna run out of time. Dang it. Okay, so if values at 0 does not equal 1, then we're gonna print okay, else if values at length does not equal 1. Values at values.length minus 1. Alias print. I guess I don't have enough time. I have a minute. And we'll say if values at I does not equal, what is it? I plus v, or 1 plus v times I, j equals false. And then we'll do it again from I equals m, while I is greater than 0, I minus minus. Oh no, and then we want this to actually be plus plus. No! Okay, if values at 0 does not equal 1, and values at values.length minus 1, that's the end. Just report this clash. I mean, this clash is okay. Okay. To say... Ah! Dang it. All right. That's fine. That's fine. This was hard. That ending, yeah. And Nail 2 did it in 200 characters. Yeah, thanks for sharing your code. We'll take a look. And there's Boga from Coding Garden. Not Coding Garden. Coding Game. Oof, that was a hard one. And thank you, El Pirlote, for that follow. Much appreciated. Yeah, I messed up the I. There was a lot wrong with that one. I was too confident. I gotta stop being so confident. And hello, JD Cezanne. Welcome, welcome. Good game. Yeah, great work. All right, let's take a look. I'm going to look at the top 3. Coding Garden with Boga. No, Coding Game. Anybody that has a CG in their name is from Coding Game. Okay. Here we go. Oh, the same one in reverse mode? Interesting. OG Jake. Which one's yours? OG Jake. Coding Game with CJ. I mean, I guess that's kind of what it is. Are you Jacob Duncan? OG Jake? Number 8. Okay, we'll take a look. It's C++. Okay, so Nail got first place. Oh, thank you, Vnox. Very much appreciated. We've done 2 clashes. We're going to probably do at least 2 more. All right, so we alias input. We then read in the input. That's going to be the number of... I forget if the first one was the length of everything or the number of lines. I think it's the length. Yeah, so that's going to be like length 11. You have to set type equals password for it to... Well, I guess, did that get stripped out? I don't know. Streaming while trying to solve is a lot harder. It's true. I'm in hard mode. I was also too confident. Okay, so read in the number of upcoming lines. Yeah, I think this is the number of lines, and this is the number of items in each line. Then we split that line and map it to become an integer. So star A is going to be basically an array of integers. That's the numbers that we're trying to look at. And V is equal to A at 1 minus A at 0. You actually could have... Well, I guess you're probably using this to determine is it an actual value. But yeah, I was thinking you would just do minus 1 because that's the formula. But I think you can somehow use this to instantly determine that it's not valid. Okay. So if A is equal to A at the end. Andrew redeemed code review. Not like this. Not like this, Andrew. Okay, cool. I'm busy. Okay, so this is similar to earlier. It's like I got to read the entire right-hand side. Because I was like, what, a equal, okay, so for every I in I and x in enumerate, so we're going to be looking at all of the values, all of the first half of the values. So in divided by 2, this is floor division, so this is going to be the middle of the array, and this is syntax in Python to get like to slice the array. So we're getting the first half of the array, and then for every value in that, if that value is equal to 1 plus the index times v. Beautiful. And we want to make sure that every single one in the first half is equal to that. And then, oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, then you don't even have to check the second half. Then you can just say, and like everyone is there, and then the value itself is equal to itself on the other side of the array. Right? Right? And code golf is always yours. And in mod 2. CJ is the best. Oh, thank you, Avi. Is that a check mark? Oh, yeah, I have to check it. I have to check the box. On click. The on clicks don't work. And thank you, Roots, for that follow. I think that's what's happening here. So we're checking the first half. And then we're making sure that in, what is in? We're making sure that in is odd. Ah, yeah, that's a good check. So basically, because I mentioned it earlier, it has to be odd because there's always one value in the middle, and it's even length on both sides. So if the length is odd and everything in the first half follows the formula, and the array is equal to itself. I'm missing what's happening right here. So how do we not check the second half of the array? Did it... So A is equal to... Oh. Okay, there's a double colon here. I don't know what the double colon does in Python. You're going to have to help me out, Nil 2. But this is really cool. Great work. It's very... it returns a reverse copy. That's beautiful. So if the array equals itself in reverse, we don't have to check the second half because we're already checking the first half here. Amazing. Great work. All right, let's see how Boga did it in Python as well. John is trying to understand what map does. So think about it like map in JavaScript, but instead of calling it on the array, so in JavaScript you say array.map and you pass in a function. In Python, map, you can pass in the function that you want to call on every element, and then the second parameter is the array. So this is the array, and then every element in the array, we're passing it into integer, which parses it as an int. Reverses the array, right? Yeah, that's amazing. Great work. I didn't have enough time to think about optimizations like that, but that was great. And Tatauf, thanks for that follow. And Thria, thank you for that follow. Baby Yoda. All right, let's see how Boga did it. All right, it's a little more readable. And having looked at Nell's code, I might understand this a little bit better. And for those of you that are new here, I don't normally do Python, so it's fun to try and parse this and understand it. Someone redeemed a hydrate. Okay. So the length of each line, that is read in. The number of upcoming lines, that is read in. And for each upcoming line, we read it in and split it. That turns it into an array. And then this is actually a bit longer than doing a map, like we saw in the last solution. But basically, this is a list comprehension that takes every item in the array and parses it as an integer and then puts it in this list called L. We then grab the middle index, which is the floor division of n into, and Olarcito with the Twitch Prime sub. Oh no, with the tier 1 sub. Sorry. Tier 1 sub. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you, Storm and Rage, for watching me on YouTube. Much appreciated. Thanks for being here. List : is the easiest way to copy a list in Python. Cool. All right. Find the middle index. V equals L at 1 minus L at 0. Yeah, and so if L at 0 wasn't 1, then yeah, okay. Now, for every value in the range, m plus 1. So m plus 1 is the middle, so we're going up to and including the middle. We have E is equal to the formula. And then I'm guessing after this, I'm not even going to look at the next line, but I guess now that we've calculated it, we're going to compare the actual with what it should be. So if the length is even, instantly it's not a solution. If the list up to the middle is equal to the list, I guess this does a reverse. Yeah, I think what Nell did was instead of checking it against the two paths, you just reverse it and compare it against itself because it should be the same. And then if that's the case, we print the values. Otherwise, beautiful. You all are too smart. And how do you? I guess everyone took the most of the time to try and solve it. All right, we'll look at Arulagrawal. So if A does not equal itself reversed, or A at 0 does not equal 1, this is not a mountain sequence. D is the absolute value of the second one minus the first one. So this is supposed to be our V value. Come on, they made the game. Well, I mean, they made the website. They didn't necessarily make the challenge. What's that kata, John? Take a look. Verbose. Yeah, and that's okay. It's a little easier to read. So that's like the V value. And then for every value in the length of A, so every value in the numbers, if A at I minus A at I minus 1 does not equal the V value, this... Oh! That's okay. I was trying to figure out, like, what is a formula we could use to determine the... Is it the V value? The Q or the V value? This isn't supposed to be in top 3. I mean... This was a hard one. It's 352 characters, but they were, I guess only 3 people got 100%. Yeah. But I like this. This dynamically calculates the value as we go along. And then the Q is equal to the middle value in the array, and V is equal to the second value minus 1. So, like that. Oh, and I totally missed this, but im is actually a function that gets called on every line of input. All right, great work. I am going to take a look at interesting things like Lua. They got 60%. Read it in. So the length, the number of lines for every item. Do some reading in. What's happening here? Turn them into numbers. Put it into this table or like this dictionary. All right. Calculate the diff. For every value in... I guess we're going up to the middle because we're doing divided by 2. If I is greater than 1, and the sequence... Yeah, so this is doing that calculation. Like, if you subtract the values that are next to each other, you get the V value. Okay, making sure that is the V value. All right. Some of that I didn't understand, but that's okay. We got to keep moving. I'm going to take a look at Jacob's. We did in C++. Lua doesn't have a string split, so the preloaded code uses an iterator. Ah, okay. What you got? Yeah. The source code for this is open source. You can see what is supported and what is not supported. And also, I'm using a library called DOM Purify, which is the industry standard for removing malicious things. And videos, iframes, objects, embeds, none of that's supported. Okay. C++. Wait, what percentage did you get, Jacob? 40%. Okay, not bad. 848 characters, but that's okay. Does React use DOM Purify? I think they have their own implementation. Basically, they have a parser. Well, not a parser. basically your JSX gets turned into function calls that create elements explicitly, and they never do any. I was gonna say never, but I really don't think that they would do inner HTML. They always actually create the elements, the underlying library, unless you do dangerously set inner HTML. I don't know. I probably don't know what I'm talking about. All right, we get the length. We get the number of lines we need to read in. For every number of line that we need to read in, we create an array of that length. This like initializes it, and then for every value, we're going to read it in and put it into the array. So this is reading in one line of numbers. Now, if the first one's not equal to 1, it is not a mountain sequence. Beautiful. Very easy. You probably got a few test cases where that actually just does it. Variables should have a better naming convention and comment. So, Storm and Rage, this is shortest mode. the purpose of this one was to complete it in the shortest number of characters. We know that this is not how you should write code in the real world, but we're trying to solve it in the shortest number of characters. Can I guess the result of this in Python? False is equal to false in false. False in false? I would say it's false. The result of that is false because false in false, if this is valid Python, I don't know valid Python syntax, but false in false would return true, and false does not equal true. So I don't know. And what's up, Code Show? Welcome. Everyone should check out Code Show. Click that link, drop a follow. Code Show is also a member of our Live Coders team. Welcome to the show. And hello, Shelly. And hello, Subin. Welcome. Okay, so if the first item is not 1, then it's not a mountain sequence. Otherwise, if the array at length does not equal 1, I think your bracket's in the wrong place here, Jacob. Right? Because this would return false equals false in false. False equals false, true, true and false, false. I don't know. Yeah, so I think that should have been there. The v value is the first value minus 1, or that's the expected v value. Passed test 1. Yeah, good job. You got, what was it, 40%. All right, let's do another one. And if you're new to this and you're just joining us, you can go to codinggame.com and sign up. And I have a feeling this is going to be shortest mode again. There's something wrong with their katas, I think. But we're going to do a random challenge. It's either who can solve something in the fastest, who can solve something in the least amount of characters. That's the mode that we were just in. That's why the code was really hard to read. Or given the inputs and the outputs, can you figure out what code to write? All right, let's cross our fingers. Let's not get shortest mode. But we can only hope. All right, see you later, OG Jake. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for playing with us, and thank you for that follow, Dalasima. Oh, look at that kata. Yes. All right, see you later, Saint Place. False equals false in false is false equals false, which is true, and false in false is true. Oh, it evaluates both of them? Whoa! Like, it evaluates this, like this operand is used in this and in this. Weird. Square sums. Oh, this is a 1Q? What do you want me to do with this, John? This is a harder version of square sums. Write a function that, given an integer number in range 2 to 1,000, returns an array of integers 1 to n arranged in a way so sum of each 2 consecutive numbers is a square. This is a 1Q. I can maybe... oh, you're wondering how it's a 1Q. I don't know. It looks mathy to me. I don't know. All right, you've got 30 seconds to join this class if you'd like to. Yeah, that's basically what's happening But it's weird to me that that's how that expression is evaluated in Python, where this like operand is used in both, right? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Hello, Sajiza. I'm doing pretty good. Die with what? What, Marlon? All right. Finally, one that's not shortest mode. the coding game people are listening. Reverse mode. So, here's the deal. We can see the inputs on the left-hand side and the outputs on the right-hand side. And we have to figure out what code do we need to write based on these inputs and these outputs. So, let's examine them. You have 15 minutes. It can be the longest code you want. It can be super verbose, but the first one to finish technically wins. Okay. Hello, world. Oh, that's easy. Yeah, it's basically test-driven development. Like, can you write the code that makes it pass for every instance? Yeah, so it is case sensitive. Okay, easy peasy. Yeah, I see what's going on, but I mean, it's tricky. Oh wow, there's literally a space there. Okay. You could probably do it with a regular expression, but I'm not going to say out loud what we're trying to do here, because if you're trying to solve this, you should try to figure it out. Just make a bunch of if statements. So people do that all the time, but so the test cases that you see right here are only a sample of the test cases. When you click submit, it runs it against a lot more test cases. So, I mean, some people have gotten like 50% by doing that, but it is not an ideal solution. Okay. No from Coding Game as well is already done. But oh, that's unfortunate, Lakshman. We're probably gonna do one more after this. Okay. I need to look at every letter in this string. I'm just gonna use a for loop. I am just gonna use a for loop. So let I equal 0. Well, I is less than t.length. And we're going to have the result start off as an empty string. And then I will increment by 1 each time. My genius solution won't work. And thank you, J. Felly Web, for that hydrate. Okay. If the string at I is equal to in, and we need some iterator, some count. So if it's that, then we actually want to increment the count. Else, we're just going to say result plus equals t at I. And thank you, Silfan, for that follow. And here we'll reassign count equal to 0. So we'll say if count is greater than 0, result plus equals count. And then count equals 0. Otherwise, we just add the result. I think this is it. Nope. Else. Oh. We're missing letters. Why are we missing letters? So if t at I is equal to the letter that we're looking for, then we increment count. We're just going to go on to the next iteration. If the count Good morning, Eternal Dev Coder. Welcome. If the count is greater than 0, then we need to put that count in and reset the count. Otherwise, we need to add the current letter to the result. Yeah, so we're given the letter we need to replace. That's what's happening here. Let's see how many people have finished. Yeah, there's. How did y'all finish so fast? But basically, the first line is the letter you need to replace, and you have to replace the side-by-side occurrences. Okay, but somehow I'm missing. I'm missing a letter. And it's always the letter that comes after the count. So, up to this point, like, we get to the 2. Say result. Oh, we have to put the actual letter in there. Yeah, I'm putting that instead of it. Yeah. Yeah, that should do it, right? Yeah, that should do it. Okay. Because I was putting that instead of, and then I didn't account for it. All right, what's this test case number 6? You can turn on, I think was it advanced mode? Normal, expert. Yeah, there's Andrew with the regex. Expected 1, got nothing. Oh. Result or count. There we go. What happens if the last letter matches? You're right. You're right. So, okay, if the last letter matches, we increment count and we actually don't add anything onto it. I think we'll break out of here and we'll say, well, after the for loop, so if count is greater than 0, result plus equals count. So we're going to put the count right on the end. All right, that took me a long time. I mean, it took me 7 minutes. That's not bad. But I am nowhere near in the top 10. Oh, yeah, I guess I am. I got 10th place. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start up another Clash. Because I'm going to go soon. But if you have not joined, now's your chance. Now's your chance to join. Yeah, Clash of Code. What's up, Freeman? So, if you'd like to join, click this link. And we will try our best. I would have won if I used regex. No. Because regex would have taken me a while to figure out. And then I would not have won. And Mr. Demon Wolf is exactly right. Do you have a license to use regex, Andrew? You can't just be throwing that around without a license. What are you thinking? Yeah, no worries, Freeman. No worries. I guess that's the thing. People are going back to work now, right? Nobody, like, people aren't necessarily at home anymore. Oh, Andrew has a license. No worries then. Yeah, carry on. Yeah. I usually do this every Monday and Friday morning. Next week I'm gonna figure out something else to do because these are getting hard. It's so stressful. Yeah, is it a counterfeit regex license? At work, at home. Ah, okay. And thank you, Dogon, for that follow. Oh, it's the afternoon. Okay. Oh, we've got a regex license issuer here. There are people that play Screeps on Twitch. I haven't played it before. My battery is dying and the power to my office is out. Thank you very much, The Crisp, for that Twitch Prime sub. If you're not aware, you may have a Twitch Prime subscription available to you right now. Just click that link. And if you're not subscribed to anyone else, I would very much appreciate it if you used it on me. Marbles on stream. I don't have that game. I think it's only supported on Windows. That's probably why I haven't played it yet. But thank you very much for that Twitch Prime sub. My battery is dying and the power to my office is out. Plus, I should be doing work anyways. No worries. No worries at all. Yeah, TP. All right, this is fastest mode. All right, first one to complete. A test for Pythagorean triplets. What? That's all it says. An integer A, an integer B, an integer C if the numbers are part of a Pythagorean triplet. So it's A squared plus B squared equals C squared. What? All right, so we need to just log. Omega lol. Okay. A squared plus B squared. And we take the square root of that. And then we'll just never print impossible. Okay, so is it if it has a decimal place that it's not possible? Can we assume that? Yeah. So if it equals itself when it's an integer, then we're going to log it. Otherwise, we log impossible. Impossible! Hello, Mint Jim. Welcome. Wait, what? I mean, that's one way to do it. So if the string version includes a period, quick stretch. Rakshit, you have come a little bit late. This is most likely our last clash of the day. Pythagorean? Or is that what you're laughing at my pronunciation of? Stop it. That's how I say it, right? And thank you, Aloe, for that follow. If it includes a period... Oh. No. Do one more. The only issue is I won't have time to look at everyone's solutions. If it includes a period, impossible. Otherwise, let's see. That does not seem to work. Vortex with the Twitch Prime sub. Thank you so much. You can use emotes now. Can we get some baked bean drops? Bean emote. There we go. Where is it? It's not happening. Is it? Where did my beans go? Oh well. Thank you very much for that Twitch Prime sub. Okay, this isn't working. Wait, what? Oh! Wait. A squared plus B squared equals C squared, right? That's the Pythagorean... Am I saying Pythagorean wrong? Is that why people are laughing at me? That's the Pythagorean formula, right? It's not always C that's missing. That's what I thought. But it says line 1 is an integer A and line 2 is an integer B. Theorem. Pythagorean theorem. Okay. But I see. Yeah, thank you very much, Vortex, and hello, Aloe. I see. So, well, it could be any one of them. You're absolutely right. Okay, so, If c.string includes that, it's Pythagorean, not Pythag. You trolling? Are you trolling, Mint Jim? If it includes a period, then we're going to try again. Otherwise, we're going to print impossible. Trolls. So if string does not include a period, then we're going to print C. There's probably like a more mathematical way of doing this, but that's fine. So if it doesn't include a period, we've found it. We had our A and our B. Otherwise, we got to do some other thing. We got to say const C. So I need maths. Do I have a pencil? What's the formula if we only have the other two? Oh, is it minus? It's minus. It could be this. So let's see. Then C then becomes A minus B. And then we'll nest, like, here's the thing. I could write a function. I'm just going to nest this logic all day. You see? Yeah, because it's a squared plus b squared equals c squared. But if we have the opposite, then we could subtract one from the other side. And if it doesn't, then we print c. And then else, we're going to do it again. Like I said, I don't care. We're just trying to solve this. And we'll do b minus a. And at this point, if that doesn't work, then we print impossible. Dang it. Nan. Oh, well, okay. Well, if not is nan. I'm just throwing code at it at this point, which is why I think this is gonna be my last one. Just work. There we go. Impossible. Did I get 100%? I got 100%. Yes. Oh, I'm gonna go because I'm just. If not is nan makes my brain explode. Double negation. Right, because I wanted to. I guess that worked. I didn't even think about it. It just worked. All right, let's take a look at the results from the last clash. Still top. Well, did I get top? Oh, I did get top 5. Nice. Okay, so the last clash was given a character on one line and then given a string on the next line. You need to find all occurrences of that character in the string on the next line and replace it with the number of occurrences of that character in any given space within the string. I know. Okay, so No from Coding Game got first place. They did it in JavaScript, and they did a regular expression. If it works, it works. Yep. So replace every item. We have a regular expression that looks for one or more of the given character and replaces it with Toto. Total. Oh, I think it's total. Okay. I thought this was like Totoro? I don't know. But that gives you the length of the number of matches. That's beautiful. That's too easy. Great work. I wrote like this really verbose for loop. All right, Josh did it in Python. In the range of 0 to negative. Take a break. Code review. What are you doing, Andrew? Hello, Ivo. Welcome. Yeah, Toto. Yes. Okay. No, Africa by Toto, right? The artist's name is Toto. I don't know. Replace in times I. Oh! What a solution, Josh! You're literally creating every possible sequence of occurrences of that value and replacing it with the number of the length of that. How fast did you complete it? You got it in 2 minutes. That's beautiful. Because basically what they're doing is they're computing. Yeah, it gets the job done. So it's like E E E E E E E E E E, and they replace that with its length in the string. Beautiful. All right, Euclidean aced it in Lua in 2 minutes. G sub. So that's a global substitution. I think this is a regular expression. So one or more occurrences of that letter. Replace it with the count of that letter. Beautiful. Lua looks really nice. All right. Did anybody do it in an interesting non-Python or JavaScript language? Ooh, Haskell. Awesome, Denny. Let's take a look. Whoa. Whoa. Are these things that it gives you beforehand? Yep, I have no idea what I'm looking at. I literally have no idea what I'm looking at. Okay. Solve is a function that returns a string. There's an uptime counter beside the view counter? What? Oh, if you're using Frankerface, then it adds that. Yeah, it adds that. The Frankerface plugin adds that. I just try to get something working and send it off before making it look nicer. Okay. Well, the thing is, I have no idea what's really even happening here. So I think this is a function definition that takes in. It's saying this takes in a string and returns a string. And then we take the input string, fold it, map it, and then we have a function that takes in a character and a bool that returns a function that takes in a string and something that might possibly be an integer that returns a function that might be a string or an integer. I really have no idea what this code is doing or how it even works, but great job, Denny. I need to do a stream where I learn Haskell, because this is like completely and totally beyond anything I've ever done. Yeah, Haskell. It's just a bunch of function composition. That's what it looks like. I mean, this is. I think this is like a type declaration that's saying like this is a function that returns a function which returns a function. Crazy. All right, but next time I'll learn Haskell. Wait, not next time. At some point. All right, now look at the solutions for this one, and then I do have to go. So Nell got first place. What did we do in this one? Oh yeah, we had to determine if the two values could be part of the sides of a triangle, of a right triangle. He's back tracing? return. Yeah, I mean, it is completely and totally beyond my... I've never done anything like that. I'll say that. Hello, Percelsior. Welcome. Okay, now. C is equal to a times a plus b times b raised to the half power, which is the square root. And thank you, New Cherry, for that follow. If c is odd, then we try again. And if that's odd, we print impossible. And if it's not odd, then we print C. This is similar to what I did, but less verbose. And there was like one less calculation in here. I don't use that on my stream. Euclidean ace. Is that? I don't know if that's an option on Coding Game. Oh, so this is in Lua. All right. This is actually a great way of doing so. I had all these nested if statements. I could have just pre-calculated all of them. Pre-calculate all of them. JSP87, thank you very much for that tier 1 sub. You're too kind. And welcome, M. Cooney Cow. Coded in white space. No way. My image proxy is broken. I can believe it. I need to set up my own. Okay, so pre-calculate all the possible things. And if it equals itself without the decimal, and there is no decimal, or... Oh, look at this. This is like a nested ternary inside of the print. Wow. Well, thank you, Spy Puppet. Yeah, coding game is pretty fun. They also have other challenges. Like this is one thing, Clash of Code, what we like to do because it's competitive and we can do it together. But they have other challenges that you can do to like practice coding. All right, Terazoid in JavaScript. The first one, a squared plus b squared, square root of that. Watch the clip. Oh, no, you did not interrupt at all. Your interruption is very welcome. I appreciate the support. Okay. If it's not equal to itself without the decimal, then try to calculate a new one. Wait, what are you doing, Terazoid? Okay. If it's not equal to itself without the decimal, then that means we need to calculate a new value. We then say C is equal to the maximum of A and B minus the minimum of A and B. Oh, I see. So you would never have to calculate the third one because it's always the greater value subtracted from the other one. He did it my way. I guess that's what Acid Spark suggested. But yeah. DuckDuckGo has an image proxy? It's actually a great idea. Copying that for later. Yeah, I'm still working from home. I don't think I'm ever going to go into it. I'm never going to leave my house again, basically. Hello, Yogo. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so this is great. So basically, instead of calculating 3 different values, you determine what would be the subtraction that actually occurred based on which value is larger. An image proxy is just a server that you can pass an image through, and that server will respond with that image. The reason I use an image proxy is because I allow embedding in my chat overlay here, and you can embed images in the drop game. And when my computer requests that image, it has to make a request to that server. So a tricky person could technically embed an image here or do the drop game with an image that's hosted on some server where they're recording IP addresses, and then they could figure out my IP address. But I have multiple layers of protection. I'm very protected. I'm running a VPN, and all images go through an image proxy, so it would be very hard for you to figure out my IP address. That's not a challenge. This is not a challenge for you to figure out my IP address. I'm just saying that I'm doing things to prevent you from doing that. Okay, great work, Terazoid. Let's look at one more. Lakshman did it in C. We'll take a look. They only got 28%, but we'll still take a look. Challenge accept. Hey, stop it. That was not a challenge. All right, so read in A, B, and C. Oh, have a variable called CJ. Nice, Lakshman. And then you take the square root. Yeah, so this is how I solved it on the first go, but then I realized that A and B may not always be A and B. It's just 2 values in the equation. Where's my image proxy? Oh, for that one. Yeah, I'm actually okay with it breaking every now and then. So, and then the other thing that it does that I like is it limits the size of the file, because a while back someone embedded an image and it was like an 80 megabyte image, and my stream literally stuttered because my thing tried to embed an 80 megabyte image. So the image proxy basically just cuts off the image if it's too large. My previous image has a picture. All right, I have to go. Thank you, everyone, for playing. This was super fun. Thank you for all the supports. Simply Ken, I don't know if you subscribed during my stream the other day. No, you subscribed when I wasn't even streaming. Thank you very much, Simply Kim, for the Twitch Prime sub, Nika Yoda for the Twitch Prime sub, Olars with the Tier 1 sub, the Chris with the Twitch Prime sub, Vortex with the Twitch Prime sub, and JSP87 with the Tier 1 sub. I appreciate you all very much. And thank you for playing. You're at the top, I think, of multiple games. Very, very much appreciated. You all have an awesome day as well. So we are going to raid, so stick around for the raid. If you go to raidmessages.now.sh, you can get a copy-pastable raid message. If you're a sub, we'll use this raid message. It's the nice, yeah, Coding Pasta's got it. Oh, yeah, it looks like my my image proxy is definitely broken. It's not loading emotes anymore. Yeah. Well, thank you, Lakshman. Thank you. So there's that. If you're not a sub, which is okay because not everyone's a sub, you can use the non-sub raid message. But get that raid message ready. We're gonna go find someone and show them lots of love and support. Thank you everyone for playing with me. Tune in tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. where we will be doing something. I don't know what, but we're gonna. I am gonna stream tomorrow at 10:30. So wherever you are in the world, have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night. And until next time, here's this.